So children, welcome back to this new part of this lesson, community services. And before taking you further into the new part, I'm going to just highlight what all things we saw in the previous part. So what type of services were given in olden times? The community services given in olden times were: people helped the poor with money, with clothes, food, and looked after the sick. So this is what you had seen in the previous video in the first part. Now this is the second part, and you are going to see in the Do You Know, you have seen that it is given about Doraha Sarai. Now where is Doraha Sarai? It is about 20 kilometers from Ludhiana, away from Ludhiana, 20 kilometers. Ludhiana is in Punjab, and it is built on Grand Trunk Road. Now this is also a sarai which was built in the early times, and here people used to take shelter. And the Grand Trunk Road, I will show you what is Grand Trunk Road. You see, Grand Trunk Road built by Sher, Suri. Sher, Suri. So you see, a very long route it is, very long road, and you will see from where to where it goes. Now you see the Grand Trunk Road built for travellers. The Grand Trunk Road or GT Road is one of Asia's great historical roads and a major route connecting much of the Indian subcontinent. It runs through parts of Bangladesh, India, Pakistan and Afghanistan. See, 4 countries it goes through. The Grand Trunk Road, a national highway, is one of the oldest road routes in India. It runs through Howrah to Pakistan and is the main route connecting the city with northern India. The Grand Trunk Road, built by Sher Suri, a ruler of the Indian subcontinent in the 16th century AD, starts in Kabul, Afghanistan. The road continues to Pakistan near Peshawar through the famous Khyber Pass. So children, see about the Grand Trunk Road. It's not given much in your book, but just one information I wanted to give you about this road, and you are seeing this. You will be able to understand when you see the map also, and from where to where it is connected. So children, you see that the Grand Trunk Road, it was built by Sher Shah Suri, a ruler of the Indian subcontinent of Indian country, our country India, in 16th century AD. Starts in Kabul, Afghanistan. Afghanistan, that is our neighboring country, and it is very close to Pakistan. So from there it starts and then enters Pakistan near Peshawar through the famous Khyber Pass. And you see that 4 countries it is crossing: Bangladesh, India, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now you see, this is the map given, and this is the place Chittagong. It is in Bangladesh. It goes through this to West Bengal, and then it passes through Jharkhand and all, and then it enters Uttar Pradesh, and then Haryana, Punjab in our country, and then it enters Pakistan in Lahore, and then Islamabad, and then Peshawar, and then reaches Kabul in Afghanistan. Have you understood, children? Now you see, we are going to talk about another king whose name was Ashoka. He was Ashoka the Great. Ashoka, a great ruler, understood the importance of good roads. He was a king who did a lot of work for the welfare of the people, for the community service. He did a lot of things, and people were very happy in his rule. Now you see, works of King Ashoka. Ashoka the Great understood the importance of good means of transport for the progress of trade and pilgrims. he arranged to construct rest houses, dig wells and plant trees on the roadsides for the comfort of the travelers. So what he did a lot of things, and for whom all he got the roads and all constructed and rest houses constructed, got the wells dug and planted trees on the roadsides. This is the road, and on the roadsides, you see this is the well, and the comfort he wanted the people's life to be comfortable when they are traveling. So for those travelers who were pilgrims and who went from one place to another for trade. Now see children, water for quenching the thirst. When we feel thirsty, we drink water. So to have that thirst which is in our throat, to make it some relief to our throat, we drink water. So for the water, what all things were done, you see, wells were the main sources of water for drinking and other purposes. Many wells were dug in those days, and then there were some step wells were constructed to harvest the rainwater and to provide water to people and the palaces in the dry months. Some step wells found in Gujarat and Rajasthan are 5 to 7 stories deep. So you see, step wells, these are the steps. When we climb up, we want to go up somewhere upstairs, then we climb a step, we climb the steps and go. Same way, the wells also were made in such a way that steps were there, people could go deep inside also and get the water and all. Followed, and they were around 5 to 7 stories deep. They were very, very deep, means 5 to 7 stories, like we have stories, first story, second story, third story in a building, like that. 7 stories, around 7 stories deep it was. These wells were in those days. Understood? You can see some more pictures of the step wells. Water temples of India, they were known as. What is a temple? A temple is a holy place where we go and worship. But water was also considered as a temple, because without water we can't live. So water was very much necessary for us, very important for us, now also, then also, and forever it is important. And these were considered as the water temples of India, step wells, because it made the people's thirst or whatever requirement of water they had, it fulfilled everything. Understood? See children, more you can see about so many types of wells. You have already seen wells. In many of the villages we have wells, and in earlier times people used to get water from the wells, and wells for water harvesting, to save water. For these purposes what were constructed the wells. The wells were made, and through the wells only, all the water which goes inside the ground, deep inside the ground, all that comes into the wells. And that is one way of water harvesting. We collect the water inside the ground and then bring it out from the wells. Mainly water wells were also constructed for water harvesting, for fulfilling all our needs of water. Other than that, wells were made for collecting the water, to provide water to people in the dry months when it was not raining. So now children, see step wells, some more step wells pictures over here, and all these step wells in different places of our country, they were known by different names like Wow, Wawadi, Bawadi, Bawali and Babadi. So many names in different parts of India. What is a kund? Now we are going to see another part which is collecting water, and that is the kund, a tank or small reservoir in which rainwater is collected for drinking. To collect the rainwater, they made small kunds, and they were also like tanks, and water was collected in them and then used during the dry months. Followed? So these are kunds. A kund is a well, an underwater storage system. It goes deep inside and then comes out when we need it. That time we use it in the dry months to harvest rainwater in the dry regions of Gujarat and Rajasthan. All these things, wells and all, wells, kunds and all, you will find them in the dry regions like Gujarat and Rajasthan. It does not rain so much, So now also you will find many of these kunds and all. Still, if you go there, you can see them. So what are sisandras? You see, this is a sisandra. It is like a tub, and sisandra was built. You see, sisandras are tub-like structures built in Karnataka on important road crossings for the comfort of travelers. So on very important road crossings, these sisandras were built, out of stone they were built. Smaller sisandras were built for animals, and bigger ones were for human beings, people who passed by, for them to quench their thirst or for them to use the water for different purposes. So these sisandras are traditional water storage and harvesting structures of Karnataka and Kerala. You will find now also many of these places, they have sisandras, and they were constructed with stones. It's in your book also, you can see. So now so much we were talking about water harvesting, that water is collected and stored over there. Now we are going to see what is water harvesting. It is a technique of collecting, storing and using rainwater for irrigation, drinking and other purposes. India had a well-developed system of water harvesting. So it is a way in which we collect the rainwater, and this rainwater is used for irrigation, for farming, to give water to the farms, to the crops, and even for drinking, and different purposes we need, for bathing, for washing and all these things. So for cleaning, and for all these purposes also this water harvesting is done. And now also we are doing, and this is being done right from the past, from olden times. And we are still having some of the wells and sisandras and all, and even you will find step wells still in different places. You can see them if you go to those places, Rajasthan, Gujarat and all, because they are used for collecting the rainwater. So each village saved rainwater to fulfill the requirement in the dry months. There was no shortage of water. Many of the traditional water sources exist even today. As I told you, today also you will find all these water sources. And unfortunately, most of them are in ruins due to neglect and poor maintenance. Means now they are not in good condition because people neglected. They never try to repair all these places. If it is broken or damaged, they never try to repair and mend it, and that's why they are in very bad condition. We cannot use them now, and no maintenance was done, that every time cleaning or something should be done for these places. So people never bothered, and that's why they are in this condition. So now we are going to see water harvesting in recent times. How water harvesting is done in the modern times. You see now whenever buildings are made, they make it in such a way so that the water gets collected in different places. See, the rainwater is collected over here. This is number one. And the rainwater that collects on the terrace makes the way down a pipe from the pipe, you see, from this pipe it is going inside, another pipe is here, it is joined over here, and then it goes into this suction tank. A filter placed in the tank clears the water of impurities. You see, there is one what do you call it, like a strainer sort of thing, a filter, we can say. It's put over here, and whatever water comes, that gets filtered, cleared, cleaned. All the impurities what the water has gets cleaned, purified, and then from here the water again goes and gets collected in this tank, you see. And from this tank it again goes into the this tank which is on the terrace, and people get this water in their houses, like water storage tank. The water is then supplied to flats which can be used for domestic purposes. So this is one way of collecting the water and using it in different seasons, or maybe in the dry months, or maybe whenever water shortage is there. Followed? So now in recent times, efforts have been made to revive the old water bodies and to popularize water harvesting. It saves rainwater from getting drained and wasted. It solves the problems of water scarcity. So in modern times now, people have understood that very soon we are going to face lots of problems due to the shortage of water. And that's why people have started thinking about it, how to change everything. So they are trying to make the old water bodies which were still there, to maintain it, to mend it, and make it in good condition so that we can use it now. And whatever water is saved, rainwater is saved, or to prevent it from getting wasted, and for that reason water harvesting is very much necessary. Otherwise all the rainwater unnecessarily gets drained off. So to solve the problems of water scarcity means where the water becomes shortage of water, and that time to provide the water and to make the water available at different times when water shortage is there. Such type of water harvesting has to be done, and if we don't do such harvesting, then we are going to be in great problem. So children, I hope you have understood this much, and I will be back again with the next part. So for timing, you go through this part and try to understand the lesson, read the lesson also very nicely, and do your work. And whatever difficulties you find, you can ask me personally also. So for now, I think so I must take your leave, and bye. Have a nice time. Be cheerful and smiling always.